Dinosaurs and humans, two worlds never meant to collide. Yet in Jurassic Park Rebirth, these worlds clash like never before, delivering chaos, thrills, and heart-stopping moments on the big screen. But what you see on screen, including the roars, chases, the breathtaking battles, are the results of incredible behind-the-scenes magic. From flooded quarries in Thailand to cutting-edge CGI in London studios, let's dive into how the filmmakers brought these prehistoric creatures back to life in the most realistic way yet. Okay, so let's start with one of the most chaotic sequences when Ruben Delgado, his elder sister Teresa, younger daughter Isabella, and Teresa's boyfriend Xavier attempt to escape down a roaring river on a bright yellow rescue boat. But their plan quickly collapses when a massive Tyrannosaurus Rex emerges from his sleep and charges right after them. To bring this nail-biting escape to life, the filmmakers used a combination of real-world locations, massive set builds, and cutting-edge CGI. The raft launch. When Teresa pushes the yellow boat into the river from a wooden bridge, everything you see is 100% real. This section was filmed at a flooded quarry in Thailand, chosen for its raw natural water currents that gave the scene its authenticity. In BTS clips, you can see crew members waist deep in water carefully guiding the boat while cameras captured the panic-filled moment. Later, when Isabella gets caught inside the raft, struggling to break free, this was filmed separately on a controlled set. In behind-the-scenes footage, we see young actress Audrina Miranda performing this sequence in real water, adding realism while keeping her safe. But when the Tyrannosaurus closes in on the raft, that's where CGI magic takes over. The actors performed against a giant green screen, the T-Rex itself, his muscle ripples, skin textures, even the misty breath was digitally added later by VFX teams, creating the terrifying illusion that the monster was just inches away. One of the most gripping shots comes when characters plunge beneath the surface, desperately swimming to escape. These massive sequences weren't filmed in the river at all, but inside a massive water tank on a UK soundstage. Practical rock structures were placed inside the water tank. Actors Manuel Garcia Rulfo and David Iacono even performed several of their own underwater stunts trained by professional divers, while VFX extended the environment with digital plant life and shadows of the pursuing dinosaur above. VFX producer Carlos Ciudad revealed this sequence was one of the most difficult since footage had to be matched across 3 very different shooting locations: Thailand, Malta, and the UK. In this sequence, the dinosaur we see on screen was created entirely through CGI. The filmmakers designed it to look healthier, bulkier, and more muscular, almost bull-like, to establish a fresh and distinct creature from the ones we had seen before. Industrial Light and Magic (ILM) was given only 6 weeks to finalize the CGI shots due to the production's tight schedule. To make this possible, the crew used animatronic reference pieces on set. These practical props provided actors with realistic eye lines and lightning references so their performances could feel genuine. Later, the animatronics were replaced with the fully digital dinosaur, blending seamlessly into the environment. Another visually stunning moment comes when Zora Bennett, Dr. Henry Loomis, Duncan Kincaid, and the rest of the team arrive in an open grassland. There, they come face to face with the colossal titanosaurs wandering peacefully across the field. While the dinosaurs themselves were, of course, digital creations, the shooting location was completely real. The crew filmed in vast natural landscapes, capturing the breathtaking scale of the environment. To enhance the cinematic illusion, certain sections of the terrain were digitally altered, giving the impression of a prehistoric ecosystem. The blend of real-world geometry and VFX artistry made the moment feel both majestic and believable. In one of the film's most heartwarming sequences, Isabella stumbles upon a baby dinosaur in the middle of a jungle path. She gently picks it up and carries it inside her bag, a moment that instantly charmed audiences. This baby dinosaur, named Dolores and Aqualops, wasn't CGI. It was a fully animatronic puppet carefully designed to interact with Isabella's actress Audrina Miranda on set. The puppet's lifelike movements allowed for genuine emotional reactions, giving the scene its warm, tactile authenticity. If you watch the footage video, you can actually see the crew operating Dolores in real time, breathing life into the little creature. After narrowly escaping a dinosaur attack, Zora, Bennett, and her team are forced deeper into the jungle. Their only path to the helicopter pickup point is through a dense waterlogged swamp. To capture the realism of the sequence, filming took place in the mangrove forests of Thailand. Rather than building a studio tank, the crew used the real swamp environment, complete with murky standing water, thick mud, and dense vegetation. Behind the scenes, you can see the cast wading waist deep in actual water with the director and crew who are guiding their performances. This decision not only grounded the sequence in authenticity, but also tested the endurance of the actors who had to perform in physically demanding muddy conditions. Now let's talk about one of the most spectacular sequences, the Mosasaurus attack. Believe it or not, the entire boat attack was shot on dry land inside a studio. The filmmakers built a full-scale replica of the boat and mounted it on a massive hydraulic gimbal. This rig allowed the boat to rock, tilt, and lurch realistically, simulating the violent force of a sea monster's attack. The actors had to perform the reactions in sync with the gimbal's unpredictable movements, creating a convincing illusion of chaos. When the Mosasaurus flipped Ruben Delgado's boat, the production moved to a giant water tank. The same boat replica was placed on a movable rig inside the tank, which allowed it to tip and overturn. Actors performed their stunts directly in the water, bringing a raw intensity to the sequence. The combination of real splashes, underwater struggle, and practical stunt work ensured that the final cut looked terrifyingly real even before the CGI creature was added. If you've watched the film, then you definitely remember this laboratory sequence where several scientists are shown conducting experiments. But things quickly take a deadly turn when a mistake happens by a scientist during research and one of them gets trapped inside a dinosaur enclosure and becomes its first victim. This entire scene was shot on an indoor soundstage at Sky Studios Elstree in the UK. The actors performed in a practical high-tech laboratory set complete with glass chambers, LED control panels, and even smoke vents to create a realistic high-pressure atmosphere. Watching this raw behind-the-scenes footage, you can see how the scientist actors poured themselves into the moment, delivering expressions of panic and fear so convincingly that it feels like they're truly living their last seconds. For the part where a scientist appears to be trapped inside a glass-like chamber, the filmmakers actually used a plexiglass panel. Later in post-production, the VFX team transformed this into a terrifying dinosaur enclosure, giving the illusion of depth and danger far beyond what was physically on set. And finally, we reach the movie's most iconic sequence, the showdown near the research laboratory. Here, Ruben Delgado, his family, and Zora's entire team reach the facility only to be ambushed by the terrifying Mutodons. This elaborate action set was built at Sky Studios Elstree in the UK after production wrapped in Malaysia. The interiors of the InGen laboratory, underground tunnels, and surrounding areas were all meticulously constructed, making this one of the film's most expensive sets. To help the actors react realistically to the Mutodons, the crew used performers in black motion capture suits, sometimes wearing dinosaur head rigs. This allowed the cast to have real interaction points for eye contact and timing, which were later replaced with CGI creatures in post-production. And here's something really impressive. Most of the stunts and fight choreography were performed by the actors themselves. Behind the scenes, you can clearly see the stunt team and director guiding them through combat movements and safety cues, ensuring both intensity and realism in every shot. It's really interesting to see the makers during filming. So guys, that's how the filmmakers brought Jurassic World Rebirth's prehistory roaring back to life. The movie is a testament to how filmmaking blends practical grit with digital artistry. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss more behind-the-scenes secrets from your favorite films. Share this video with your favorites, and let's keep the magic alive together.